there, little girls and boys. Here's a chance to win fabulous gifts. In celebration of World Children's Day, People's Bank is giving a gift array. So make a deposit now in your Isarudana or Sisudana savings accounts. This year, we're celebrating Children's Day by giving special gifts to all our little customers. All you need to do is make a deposit in your Isarudana or Sisudana savings accounts between 1st October and 31st December. For more details, visit your nearest People's Bank branch.
In a few moments, the news.
Is make a deposit in your Isarudana or Sisudana savings accounts between 1st October and 31st December.
This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Precisely 6:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Danushka Madhavala and read by Sharifa Tahir. Headlines. The number of COVID-19 patients in Sri Lanka has increased to 5,000. Coronavirus cases from the Minuwangoda Brandix COVID-19 cluster have surpassed 1,500. The government says that the Minuwangoda COVID cluster is under control. Former Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe said that he was not called for Security Council meetings held after October 2018. A state-run expressway investment company will be set up to own and self-finance expressways. News overseas, WW2 earthquake bomb explodes in Poland during attempt to defuse it. And on sports, Cristiano Ronaldo tests positive for coronavirus. Local news in detail now. Army Commander Lieutenant General Shavendra Silva says that Sri Lanka has confirmed 145 more positive cases of COVID-19. It is reported that all latest cases were detected from the Minuwangoda COVID-19 cluster. Among them, 48 have been identified from quarantine centres. The remaining 97 are close contacts of the employees of Minuwangoda Brandix apparel factory. Thereby, the novel coronavirus cases from the Minuwangoda COVID-19 cluster have soared to 1,591. Following the latest development, Sri Lanka's confirmed novel coronavirus cases count now stands at 5,038. The Ministry of Health says 1,697 active cases are currently receiving treatment at several hospitals across the country. Meanwhile, total recoveries reported in the island increased to 3,328. Labour Minister Nimal Siripala de Silva has appointed a committee headed by the Labour Commissioner General to look into allegations levelled against the apparel factory in Minuwangoda. The factory recorded the highest number of COVID-19 positive cases reported so far. Co-cabinet spokesman, Plantation Minister Dr. Ramesh Patharana said that the government is fully confident in controlling the Minuwangoda COVID-19 cluster and curbing the virus from spreading further. Minister Patharana said that out of the total COVID-19 patients identified up to now, the security forces have identified that the majority of them have had some contact with the Minuwangoda cluster. He said that 24,778 PCR tests have been done so far among people who have had contacts with patients in the cluster, and 10,281 people who had contacts are quarantined. He further added that the people do not need to unnecessarily fear, as the government is greatly dedicated in controlling the situation by doing about 7,000 PCR tests per day while providing medical facilities to the infected in 26 hospitals. Giving evidence before the Presidential Commission to inquire into Easter Sunday attacks yesterday, Former Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe said that he was not called for Security Council meetings held after October 2018. He said that Security Council meetings were not held weekly after 2015. When the additional Solicitor General asked whether there was a conflict between Maithripala Sirisena and Ranil Wickremesinghe factions, he said there was no clash of opinion. Mr. Wickremesinghe said that there was information on Islamist extremism and other extremist ideologies. The former Prime Minister gave evidence yesterday before the Presidential Commission for the second day. Meanwhile, former Defence Secretary Hemasiri Fernando, who gave evidence before the Commission, said that he came to know on the 8th of April 2019 about foreign intelligence which said there was a plan to launch an attack by a group led by Zahran Hashim. He said that the head of the National Intelligence informed him about the matter. The former Defence Secretary said that although intelligence review meetings should be held weekly, they were not properly conducted after 2016. He said that the last Security Council meeting before the Easter Sunday attacks took place on the 19th of February 2019. He said that the President has instructed not to call the IGP for Security Council meetings. Mr. Hemasiri Fernando said that the President instructed not to call the Prime Minister also after the crisis in October 2018. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation giving you the news.
Is make a deposit in your Isarudana or Sisudana savings accounts between 1st October and 31st December.
Continuing with more stories here at home. The Cabinet of Ministers approved a proposal made by Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa as the Finance Minister to set up a state-run expressway investment company to own and self-finance expressways. Co-Cabinet spokesman and Minister of Mass Media Keheliya Rambukwella told the media at the Government Information Department to inform the decisions taken at this week's Cabinet meeting that the proposed company will be solely owned by the Treasury Secretary. The National Policy Framework of the Vistas of Prosperity and Splendour clearly recognizes the vitality of the existence of an interconnected highway network as a major factor for economic development strategies. Therefore, the Rural Byways project covering 100,000 kilometers is being implemented while the government has given priority to complete the construction work of the Central Expressway, the inauguration of Ruwanpura Expressway construction work, as well as the completion of construction activities of the Kalaniya to Atturagiriya Expressway that totally runs on columns. The special commodity levy imposed on several imported items has been removed from midnight last night. The government has taken this decision as a measure to grant relief for the general public. Accordingly, a large size tin of canned fish is sold at 200 rupees, while a kilo of white sugar is at 85 rupees from today. A kilo of big onion will be sold at 100 rupees. Meanwhile, Lanka Satasa says that coconut and many essential items are available at its outlets at reasonable prices. That's local news.
All our little customers, all you need to do is make a deposit in your Isarudana or Sisudana savings accounts between 1st October and 31st December. For more details, visit your nearest People's Bank branch.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vidya Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidya Mahatmya.
Another main news story, Sri Lanka Airlines has been recognized as one of the world's leading airlines in the recent Condé Nast Traveler Readers' Travel Awards. The airline has been awarded the 6th place in the survey among best international airlines, with readers commending the airline's comfy business class seats, attentive cabin crew, and flavorful in-flight meals. The factors considered in selecting winners under this category have been the health and safety measures taken up by the airlines to adopt to the new normal of travel and the marketing initiatives carried out by the airlines to gain top-of-mind awareness during the present scenario, and many more.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
And on Watchlight, Police Media Unit says all pharmacies and essential items outlets in the quarantine curfew-imposed areas will be closed for 3 days from yesterday until the 16th of October. Legal action will be taken against those who violate the order. Police media spokesperson TIG Ajit Rohana requested the public to maintain daily records of their activities. He said this initiative will help authorities when carrying out contact tracing in the event new COVID-19 cases emerge. That's on Watchlight, and we move on to world news now. Headlines. Europe tightens measures amid sharp rise in coronavirus cases. Karabakh war leaves civilians shell-shocked and bitter. WW2 earthquake bomb explodes in Poland during attempt to defuse it. World news in detail. The Czech Republic is imposing a 3-week partial lockdown, shutting schools, bars and clubs as Europe struggles to contain a sharp rise in COVID-19 cases. The country has the region's highest new infection rate per 100,000 people. Restaurants will be closed and public consumption of alcohol is banned. In the Netherlands, a partial lockdown was announced and masks have become compulsory in public indoor spaces. Meanwhile, hospital admissions are rising fast again in many countries. Hospitals in Paris could have 90% of their intensive care beds filled by the end next week. Martin Hirsch, the head of public hospital group APHP, warned. The decades-old Nagorno-Karabakh conflict in the Caucasus is no longer frozen. Armenia and Azerbaijan are engaged in the heaviest clashes since the 1990s despite Russian mediation efforts. Azerbaijan says retaking the disputed territory is unfinished business. It is internationally recognized as part of Azerbaijan. The Armenians say Nagorno-Karabakh has historically been Armenian for centuries. The tree-lined main street of Ganja, Azerbaijan's second largest city, was bathed in morning sunlight and carpeted in glass. Just behind it, a cluster of apartment blocks had been ripped open like tin cans. Ganja lies 62 miles from the front lines of Nagorno-Karabakh, but on Sunday, the first full day of a shaky ceasefire, that wasn't far enough. Finally, on world news, the largest unexploded World War II bomb ever found in Poland has detonated during the defusing process. The chance the bomb at the bottom of the Baltic Sea shipping canal would detonate had been put at 50-50 and all the divers were unharmed. About 750 residents had been evacuated near the port city of Szynoujście, and the RAF dropped the Tallboy or earthquake bomb in a raid in 1945. The bomb was 19 feet long and weighed 5.4 tons, nearly half of which was its explosives. That's on world news. And on development news, Sri Lanka's merchandise exports have surpassed the $1 billion mark in September after July during this year. Export Development Board Chairman Prabhash Subasinghe said they were pleased to see $1 billion of exports in September. He said that it is the third time this year the country has seen a year-on-year increase of merchandise exports. As per the customs statistics, earnings from merchandise exports recorded a positive growth of 5.16% in September 2020 to more than $1,000 million as compared to the value of $952.1 million recorded in September 2019.
Sports News is brought to you by
Munchie Chocolate Cream Biscuit. Chocolate in every bite.
And on sports news, Portugal and Juventus forward Cristiano Ronaldo has tested positive for coronavirus, the Portuguese Football Federation has announced. The 35-year-old is doing well without symptoms and in isolation, the FPF said in a statement. Portugal faced Sweden in a Nations League group game on Wednesday. The remainder of Fernando Santos' Portugal squad have tested negative for COVID-19 and are available for selection. Portugal played out a all draw with France in Paris on Sunday and are top of the group, level on points with the world champions. That's on Sports News.
Hey guys, we've got our very own Queen Bear here to review something for us.
Okay, here we go. Is the right amount of crunch and OMG so much chocolate. The texture is so good. It's creamy and velvety and just so much chocolate. The packaging is super cool and new and there's like so much chocolate. And OMG, the taste, it tastes like so good and there's so much chocolate. Like with every bite. 10 out of 10 for me.
Munchie Chocolate Cream Biscuit. Chocolate in every bite.
Empower your dreams with NSV Wings. NSV Wings. Reach out the high goals.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
And on business news, Apple has confirmed the iPhone 12 handsets will be its first to work on faster 5G networks. The company has also extended the range to include a new mini model that has a smaller 5.4-inch screen. The US firm bucked a wider industry downturn by increasing its handset sales over the past year. But some experts say the new features give Apple its best opportunity for growth since 2014 when it revamped its lineup with the iPhone 6. Apple Chief Executive Tim Cook said 5G will bring a new level of performance for downloads and uploads, higher quality video streaming, more responsive gaming, real-time interactivity, and so much more. There has also been a cosmetic refresh this time around, with sides of the devices getting sharper, flatter edges.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
The wait is over and it's time for you to experience happiness. It's time to remap the graph for success. It's time to rebuild your empire. It's time to initiate your entrepreneur dreams. Empower your dreams with NSV Wings. Get your 2-year personal loan for just 7% per annum, starting from 500,000 rupees to 10 million rupees. All you need is just one guarantee. NSV Wings. Reach out the high goals.
Economic news, courtesy of...
Congratulations on your promotion. When will be our treat, huh?
How about today?
Oh no, I was just joking.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
And on economic news, China has recorded strong growth in trade, while other major economies still struggle with the impact of coronavirus. Exports in September rose 9.9%, while imports grew 13.2%, official data show. The rush of imports cut China's usually meaty trade surplus, the amount by which exports exceed imports, to $37 billion from $59 billion in August. Most other large economies are expected to suffer large contractions as lockdowns and public fear cut spending. But the data shows a rapid recovery in China from an initial reduction in overseas orders sparked by the pandemic.
Hello, Puta. Did you land already?
No, Amma. We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
Oh, really? How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy. She might be feeling very uncomfortable. The airport must be heavily crowded because it's a season.
Amma, calm down. Everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge. There's nothing to worry.
Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Weather report was sponsored by
CIB Janajaya Vasana 15th stage begins. 40% discount for selected goods from 12th to 25th of October. Visit CIB today.
And on the weather update, showers will occur at times in western, Sabaragamuwa, central and northwestern provinces and in Galle and Mathura districts. Fairly heavy rainfalls, about 75 millimeters, are likely at some places in Nuwara, Kandy, Ratnapura, Karagal, Galle and Mathura districts. A few showers may occur in Anuradhapura and Hambantota districts.
Weather report was sponsored by
CIB Janajaya Vasana 15th stage begins. 40% discount for selected goods from 12th to 25th of October. Visit CIB today.
Back to the headlines. The number of COVID-19 patients in Sri Lanka has increased to 5,000. Coronavirus cases from the Minuangoda Brandix COVID-19 cluster have surpassed 1,500. The government says that the Minuangoda COVID cluster is under control. Former Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe said that he was not called for Security Council meetings held after October 2018. A state-run expressway investment company will be set up to own and self-finance expressways. In world news, WW2 earthquake bomb explodes in Poland during attempt to defuse it. And on sports news, Cristiano Ronaldo tests positive for coronavirus.